Hello everyone, welcome back to Storytime. We are currently reading Ninja Nan Strikes Again by Annaliese Matheron, and she is a local author who has very kindly said that we can read her stories for Storytime. So Ben and Kieran have gone to stay with Nan and Grandad, and if we can remember what happened before, things can get a little bit strange when you stay with Nan and Grandad, but Aunt Gertrude's here. Let's see what happens next. We're now on chapter 3, and this is Auntie Smarty Pants. Ben woke up the next morning aching all over. The gap under the bed hadn't been a very good place to sleep, but Ben was soon to find it was a good place to spy from. After getting up and having breakfast, Ben offered to help Grandad get the camp bed out of the loft. While Grandad went to get the ladder out of the shed, Ben went back under the bed to retrieve his stuff. He'd only just got under there when he heard Kieran coming up the stairs. Ben pulled his legs right under so Kieran couldn't see him, and continued to put his stuff in his backpack. With any luck, by the time he was all packed up, Kieran would have left the room. No such luck. Ben heard Kieran start talking. Oh, great. He's on his mobile, Ben thought. But then Ben realised that Kieran wasn't on his phone. There was someone else in the room. The pair of them were carrying on their conversation in hushed voices. Ben spun round under the bed as stealthily as he could. Now that he was away from the wall and facing the other speaker, he could hear more clearly. He could tell from the slippers that the other person was Aunt Gertrude. "And Ben can't come with us?" Kieran asked. "Yes, that's right," Auntie G replied, "and it has to be our little secret." "But you'll tell Nan and Grandad, won't you?" "I've already asked them and they said it's fine, but we have to keep our reason for going a secret. You're not to tell anyone, not Ben, not your grandparents, no one. It's of the utmost importance, Kieran. Can I count on you?" "Of course you can," Kieran said. Ben could hear the excitement in Kieran's voice. It took all of Ben's self-control not to slide out from under the bed and confront the two of them. Aunt Gertrude left the room and Kieran followed. Ben lay under the bed for a bit, waiting for the coast to be clear and trying to work out what was going on. Auntie G and Kieran were going off somewhere to do something, and Ben wasn't allowed to go. Ben wouldn't have been so suspicious, except that Kieran wouldn't normally be seen going out in public with an old fogey, and he was far too excited at the prospect of doing so. Ben was on his way out of the room as Kieran came back in. "All right, girl pants," Kieran said cheerfully. "Where are you going with Aunt Gertie?" Ben asked. Kieran went white. Leave it out, Kieran. I know you're going somewhere with her. I just wanted to know where." "What's it to you?" Kieran asked. "Nothing," Ben shrugged. "Maybe I'll come too." Ben tried to push past his big brother, but Kieran moved in front of the door, barring the way. "You can't. You're not allowed," Kieran said. "Well, I'll just ask Nan. I'm sure she'll let me go if you're going." Ben tried to get through the door again, but this time Kieran pushed him back into the room. "You can't. You'll spoil everything," Kieran shouted. "No, I won't," Ben yelled back as he ran into Kieran and tried to push him out of the doorway. Kieran stood his ground and grabbed Ben. Before the two of them knew what they were doing, they were pushing and shoving each other with brute force. "Get off! No! Let me go! You're not allowed! I'm telling! Cry, baby!" Boys! What's going on?" Grandad called as he came up the stairs with the stepladder. The boys didn't pay him any attention and just carried on fighting. Grandad put the stepladder down with a crash and pulled the boys apart. "What on earth is going on?" Grandad asked. "He started it," Kieran yelled. "I so did not," Ben shouted. "Enough. I don't care who started it. I'm finishing it," Grandad said. Nan and Aunt Gertrude came running in from the garden. "Oh my goodness! Are you all right?" Nan called as she ran up the stairs. "Fine, love. The boys were fighting," Grandad replied. "Thank goodness! I thought you'd fallen off the ladder," Nan said. Aunt G was close behind Nan. She gave the boys a disapproving look. "Now, what's all this about?" Nan asked with her hands on her hips. Now that she was sure Grandad was safe, her wrath was ready for her precious grandsons. Kieran crossed his arms and looked away from Ben. The canary wasn't about to sing. Nan stared at him, but Kieran expertly avoided her gaze. Ben, on the other hand, was ready to start blabbing. Kieran said I couldn't go with him and Aunt Gertrude, Ben said. Aunt G's eyes closed in on Ben. Go where? Asked Nan. Ben shrugged his shoulders. Don't you know? Ben asked. She said she'd asked you. Nan looked at her sister. I was just about to, Aunt Gertrude said. I wondered if I could take Kieran with me while I run a little errand later. What sort of errand? Nan asked. A secret one. I overheard her telling Kieran not to tell anyone, Ben butted in. Really? Nan said, her eyebrows arching high. Aunt G sighed and hung her head. Yes, it was supposed to be a surprise. I wanted to say thank you to you both for having me, so I ordered one of those china figurines that you collect, and I was going to go and pick it up from town. The travelling fun fair's not too far from the shop, so I was going to take Kieran as a treat. I asked him not to tell little Benny because I didn't want him to be disappointed about not going. Aunt Gertie looked at Ben. The fun fair's for big boys, you see, Benny. There are big boy rides, and you might get a bit scared. I was going to bring you back a nice stuffed animal. Well, that's very thoughtful of you, Nan said. She was shooting daggers at Ben, who was starting to feel a little foolish. Of course Kieran can go. Benjamin, downstairs now. We need to have a little chat. Ben walked past Aunt Gertrude, who gave him a nasty look and followed Nan downstairs. Ben looked back at Kieran. Kieran was wearing the same smug smile he always had when he'd just gotten away with something. I don't know about you. I don't think I believe Aunt Gertrude. What do you think? I don't know. We'll have to come back again and read the next chapter of Ninja Nan Strikes Again by Annaliese Matheron. So I will see you soon.